Real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live from Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Wednesday, December 4th. Good morning, Rico.
Good morning.
Good morning, Valdez.
I'm Valdez.
Yes, so we got a great show lined up for you today. A lot of things to cover and some listener bait galore. Yesterday, we had the privilege of being able to announce that Pierce the Veil is going to be coming back to Arizona, headlining their massive tour. And this is one of the first massive tours Pierce the Veil's going to be headlining, to be honest with you. They've headlined plenty of tours, but they definitely kind of crossed over. A lot of people are excited about this show, and they're going to be performing June 15th. We'll give away a pair of tickets for that in 8 o'clock hour today. Yeah. Also, we got our Master of Prizes promotion continuing to happen. Week 4 is a trip to Las Vegas to check out the legendary Motley Crue for their residency. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Maybe you could throw a pair of Depends at Vince Neil. He'll love them. You know, so but going to Vegas, any reason to go to Vegas and go for free is always a good time. So don't forget, around 7:10 this morning, we'll give you a keyword to be able to text in to qualify for that.
I kind of hope it goes to parents that really need that drip.
Well, we got a lot of parents out there that need that drip, that listen to the show and the station in general. And yeah, there's a lot of people out there that would love to win that for sure. It would be unfortunate if it went to, I don't know, actually, no, it wouldn't be unfortunate if it went to anyone, you know?
No, of course not. But
Vegas is always a good time.
Used to go to a Motley Crue show back in the day.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking it would be a bummer if it went to some 23-year-old who, wasn't born. When they were born, Motley Crue was over for 20 years at that point.
They were conceived to Motley Crue?
No, that's
not even.
That's the 40-year-olds before them, Rico. Do the math. Okay.
I can't math.
Listen. Okay, a 23-year-old was born 20 years after Motley Crue was popular. That's my point.
Oh, I feel old now.
Yeah.
They're that old.
Yeah. So the Crue finally hit in the mainstream before things unraveled, obviously right before the grunge era. When Kurt Cobain in Seattle kind of ushered in, bands like Motley Crue were quickly escorted out. and then Tommy Lee turned into a porn star / hip-hop rocker. And, Vince Neil, no one knew what the hell happened to Vince Neil. He just fell off and he came back 30 years later with face bloat. Nikki Sixx was clinically dead several times over, just full-blown getting, just full-blown overdosing. And then Mick Mars, and in fact, I even know this is only because I'm
impressed.
Well, it's because I did my research just to make fun of Razor. Mick Mars was already living in Sun City, retired, because he was 40 years old when he joined the band in 1982.
Damn.
Yeah. So
they had to pull him back together like a disgruntled Avengers.
Well, it's a money thing, right? Yeah. And I think they still kind of hate each other. So the disgruntled Avengers is probably the accurate metaphor here. And it's great because when I think Vegas, right, I think legendary acts like Wayne Newton. Legendary acts like Elton John, Dean Martin, right? These lounge lizards of sorts. And I think the Crue is at the ripe old age where, they're appropriately lounge lizards. So absolutely the residency in Vegas, that's going to be a good time. What's great about that is you could hit the concert, you could stick around for the encore or two, right? Leave the show and look at your watch and be like, it's only 4:30 in the afternoon. We still got the whole night ahead of us.
We can still get lobster.
Thank God Tommy Lee's got a bedtime now. You know what I mean? So, so hopefully you guys will win that trip and be just excited about it as I am for you. All right? So we have so much that we're going to get to today. We got to just start cranking out the music, get ready for Morning Moron. Of course, we got a full crew here this morning. We'll play some games and have a lot of fun. So keep it right here all morning long. We got music on the way from Sleep Theory, kicking things off with The Offspring here, Self-Esteem on Rock 102.1 KFMA.
Normal by day, but weird by night.
Is that stuck in your head now?
It is.
Yeah. Did any of you on the stream see our Instagram live? I know a lot of you did. Looking at you, Patrick, Ashley. There was a few of you on there, and I appreciate that. And we'll repost that on the Instagram. I've been, slacking on the Instagram, to be honest with you. Welcome. We're live on the podcast broadcast. You guys know Valdez, who needs a center up still. He keeps gravitating closer to Rico. And then move that other mic, that mic 4, move that out of the shot. There you go. Yeah, I know. I'm not busting your balls and stuff. I'll constantly remind people that this is like a television program, too. And then, of course, you guys know Rico. Well, yeah, always, right? It's like little things where I look back and I watch the replays. I'm like, God damn, they're not even considering that they're on camera, so they got to be seen. So, like,
I do wonder if there's that one guy watching and he's like, that mic is in the corner shot.
Yeah,
I'm not watching this anymore.
Yeah, his name's Todd.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
exactly. And Spears is the worst at it, right? Spears will literally go, and he knows we're on camera, and he'll literally go like this, right? And then just talk. And then so the whole time we're just talking to Spears' frame, and it's like, you
He
don't
wants to
need
show
to
off
show.
his shirts.
Yeah, he has nice shirts. I think we've seen them all at this point, but, yeah, it's important to be centered and lined up.
Professionalism.
Come up on the podcast broadcast. There's a reality television competition show that I'm actually geeking out about that I'm going to talk about. That I'm excited about. Like, reality television producers won't be happy until they kill somebody. This might be the show that does it. We'll see. I'll tell you about that here in a couple minutes. And then Valdez, you know what we'll do is Valdez is going to share Fatty's favorite karaoke spots because Valdez is a karaoke master. And, he was just, I was just invited to karaoke the other week, Marissa and Valdez. And Marissa's like, hey, what are you doing tonight? You come out and hang out with us. I'm like, it's a weeknight. I'm going to bed early, being responsible. And she messaged back, Valdez is joining us. I'm like, this motherfucker. I got him on the show the next day. He's a maniac, He parties like a young man. And then the last message I got from Marissa was like at 2 a.m. showing a picture of Valdez.
Doing Bon Jovi.
Yeah. What's your go-to karaoke song?
It depends on the place.
Okay, so you basically judge the vibe and the setting of the atmosphere and what you're going to choose as far as your song. So give me an example of a place.
If it's an older crowd like the VFW,
Yeah.
obviously Garth Brooks or classic rock.
Neil Young.
Younger crowd, the Golden Nugget or the Nugget as they call it, you do something more modern. Like,
Yeah. Get Low or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, that's not even modern.
It's
That's over 20 years
a
old.
Limp Bizkit crowd.
Yeah. And I saw that Golden Nugget made your list, and I actually was just at the Golden Nugget a couple weeks ago. I was not impressed. I was just like, I gotta get the fuck out of here immediately. It was a sausage fest for sure.
I wanna find a Japanese karaoke bar so bad.
Okay, yeah, because you've done that.
No, I'm saying like that's my dreams is go to Japan and go to like one of those karaoke bars where all the drunk businessmen are hanging out
okay.
at.
I thought you meant
But I
here.
mean, yeah,
like,
they
that's a
have one
tall
here where all
order.
the Japanese business guys go. That'd be dope.
Yeah. Do we have anything that's kind of like Japanese style karaoke bar in town that we don't know of? If you do
Korean
know,
even?
put it in the comments. And
I'll be there.
No, because there was a place up in Phoenix that kind of had that kind of room. They set it up big time to make a full blown spectacle, big screens and a stage. You get up on stage. I know that they're doing karaoke at the Rock now. 10 is hosting those nights where you get on the stage and you rock the Rock doing karaoke, and that's fun too. If it didn't land on a Sunday night, I'd probably check one of those out. But we got a couple week vacation coming up at the end of the month. Maybe I'll make an appearance, show my skills. I show them every now and then, about once a week, once every couple weeks with the Rap GPT.
We got MLK coming up. That's a 3-day weekend, so we could go on a Sunday.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
No, that's in January though.
That's coming up. That's
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm not looking at next year yet. Well, we'll get past New Year's Eve and see how that works out. Every New Year's Eve, I'm thinking it's Y2K all over again. You
I
never
miss
know.
those days.
Yeah,
You
remember
never
that?
know. Yeah. All right.
I know
but-
Y2K is like 25 years later. We're like, damn it, we're way off on timing.
Well, in fact, actually, I did come across a piece that they say 2025 might be our last. Oh,
Again?
no, actually, no. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. No, I didn't come across a piece saying that 2025 will be our last. I came across a piece this morning, Rico, and we're live on the podcast broadcast, that 2025 will be the year that aliens expose themselves to us.
Ew.
I was thinking the same.
I know. Exactly. And you're right. It is you because aliens had made contact before to some, not to
I'm
all.
like, wait, haven't they been doing that already? They don't wear pants.
No, that's probing is a whole nother definition
Yeah.
there. But yeah, there's a psychic that says next year, 2025 is the year. And I was thinking about this. I'm like, what a terrible year to come down and say, hey, we exist. There were so many years prior that would have been super chill.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but with everything, the way things have been going, and it's World War III year and everything else, you're like, this is not the best representation, aliens. Check back with us in a little while, or go back in time, I'd say the 90s, and be like, hey, you guys seem like fun people.
You guys are rad.
Yeah.
Want to do some tricks on a skateboard?
Yeah, right now is not the best time to make contact and check in with us. I'm just thinking.
Even worse, it might be the thing where it's like we're not even shocked. Almost like last year when that disclosure came out, nobody
Yes.
really cared. I'm like, if this was me in the 90s, I would have been flipping out.
Yeah, well,
I'm like, yeah, cool.
That's been the project, right? To
Yeah.
desensitize the public so much so to where it's just another story in the news cycle, right? Everyone will freak out for 36 hours and then forget about it. And next thing you know, we're going to be complaining that they're taking our jobs. That's the reality that we're living in, potentially, according to one psychic. But we're going to keep this conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. There, we're going to react to the latest Florida viral video if you've not seen it. And when we return, Fox is debuting a survival reality series that might finally do what reality producers have been attempting to do for over 2 decades. Kill somebody on television. So I'll tell you about that show right after Breaking Ben's latest. Here's Awaken on Rock 102.1 KFMA. That's twice I said Breaking Ben just to try to get you hip.
You're so cool.
You goddamn right I am.
So hip.
Okay, so have you seen this video yet of how wild Florida be? Florida be wildin', man.
This better shock me because we're already used to Florida being crazy.
Yep, this will shock you. Okay, what you see in this picture, in this video, this is an alligator, a pretty big alligator, pulling a dead python in the Florida Everglades.
Oh, a dead one?
Well, it killed it.
Oh.
Yeah, so look how massive this this gator is. First off, well, the gator, at first, I've seen headlines saying that the gator was 12 feet.
Dang.
But local residents were like, nah, that's a 6-footer.
That's a 6-footer.
Yeah, still a pretty big alligator.
It's an alligator.
That python, though, a lot longer. That's a huge-ass python. And, of course, pythons are an invasive species in Florida, and there's so many of them running rampant through the Everglades now. It's crazy.
Even the alligators are getting mad about it.
Yeah, so now the alligators are getting back and be like, we're going to eat good now because it's python season year-round. And look how massive. It looks like that python literally ate a person before it was decapitated by this gator. And it was captured on basically a tourist cell phone camera. You could hear in the background, which I'm not playing the audio, but the tour guide being like, you know it's weird if I've never seen that before. I've never seen this before. So, yeah, the alligator.
That's a new postcard.
Yeah, this is another postcard as to why you don't want to visit Florida. But, yes. Pythons getting murked by gators and then just casually, dragged along the Everglades to wherever this gator calls home to feed to his family.
I'm actually kind of shocked we haven't seen this before.
Yeah, I
honestly,
know.
because there's so many pythons.
That is enough snake skin for boots for a Tejano band. Look at that.
Yeah, the whole band. The whole
entire
Tejano band.
All 55.
Yeah. The whole string section, the horn section, all of them. Yeah, so that was the latest viral video you'll probably see headlines of over the next couple days if you haven't already. But yeah, it's pretty bad. And I wonder if they're going to have this type of livestock and animals in Grand Theft Auto 6.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
They definitely
have
will.
to, right?
They have to.
They have the Everglades. I've been seeing like leaked screenshots and stuff and what could be real, what cannot. Who knows at this point, right? It's all speculation. But some of them that I saw, it was like them basically going through the Everglades. It looked cool as shit. It's basically like modern day Red Dead Redemption in the Florida Everglades.
You get one of those swamp boats you can ride around in.
Oh, yeah. They definitely have those.
Yeah.
I think that was shown in the trailer. So, yeah.
What are those called? The fan boats?
Yeah, they're called. It's not the fan boats, but we're close to that. It's something along those lines.
I'm excited. Can't wait.
The one thing I'm super stoked about that game is what I'm hearing is the rumor about that game where they're trying to implement AI NPCs.
Well,
where
yes,
every experience is
but
different.
I think you heard that from me, and I'm speculating.
Okay.
So I'm speculating that what postponed everything even more so was they were incorporating. I think Rockstar's going to attempt to incorporate AI like we never seen before. So it's almost like a free what was the name of that Ryan Reynolds movie?
Free Guy.
Free Guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Almost like a Free Guy setting where these characters are going to be able to interact on a level you've never seen, and it's almost like they have consciousness. We're back on the air, by the way. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Hey, Todd, I'll get you in. We're talking about. He gets mad immediately when we talk video
Gaming
games.
news.
Yeah, and don't mention Todd Marley. We're talking about GTA 6 and how they might implement, AI in a way that all the NPC characters will be kind of almost like living, breathing entities to a certain extent, and so like nobody's single experience will be the same. You know what I mean? Like with your GTA world, I'm speculating and I'm assuming, and I could be wildly wrong, and I'm sure Todd's tearing out his hair right now. But I'm speculating and assuming that what's taking them so long is they're incorporating this to a capability to raise the bar so unbelievably high that we can't even fathom it. But it would create an experience that no two gameplays are alike. Because you're interacting in a world with your own various AI who are basically acting and reacting based off the behavior that you display in the game. So you keep coming across these characters. They might even remember that. Okay, Todd's saying full no. Okay, so we'll get him on and
If
let
they
him.
had AI in like GTA 3 when I was a teenager, that would have totally had give me a different outlook on life. I'm like,
GTA
you know what?
5? Yeah.
I'm okay, Hooker. You're okay. I don't want to.
Okay, so Todd says full no. Rockstar won't use that much energy for something that would only lead to a thing that gets abused in the end. Okay, so they're gonna have to put in protections, obviously, but I think there has to be some sort level of AI and utilizing these NPCs, and I'm sure they'll safeguard too a little bit. But we've seen the movie Free Guy. Even when they do safeguard, eventually there's a glitch in the Matrix, and next thing you know, you got a player in your game living and breathing, not knowing it's a game. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen, Todd. That's a fact. Dropped it on you. Boom. All right, let's talk about the reality show that's probably gonna kill somebody. You know I'm a fan of The Challenge, right?
No, tell me more.
Okay. Well, and even there's been close calls with The Challenge where they've gone this close to killing somebody.
How so?
Oh, man. Their finals, they go crazy. There was a contestant who lost a spleen. Yes.
A spleen?
A spleen. Completely had an organ removed because of his competition in the game. There was another contestant who he jumped from car to car. They were about 30 feet above the water, right? They had all these cars stringed up, above the water. They put sprinkler systems above it, and they oiled up the cars with lube, right? They made this impossible to go from car to car. So at one point, as contestants are jumping from car to car, one guy named Zach, he's a big guy, he jumps into the back of like a hatchback, blows out the back window, glass everywhere, he gets all cut up. Then another contestant named Leroy, he goes to jump, his foot slips, and so he hits his head on the car in front of him, and when he hit his head, he got knocked out, and then he did this death roll into the water, and then popped back up face down.
Oh, cool. Squid Games.
Yeah. So, like, there's been reality competition shows that have cut it so close, but it feels like these producers are like, we can get a little closer. So, Fox announced that they're debuting a new survival reality competition. And this competition is called Extracted, where they feature 12 untrained competitors, and that's an important note. Like, we're talking accountants here, somebody who's never even camped. Like, that's
Radio DJs.
And they're going to attempt to survive the unforgiving Canadian wilderness, right? They're just going to drop them off in the middle of nowhere in Canada and say, good luck. Now, of course, there'll be camera crews and everything. And the kicker here, meanwhile, miles away, their family members are going to be at a scheduled headquarters watching them. And the fate of each contestant lies in the hands of their family members who have the power to decide whether their loved one has had enough or has what it takes to be the last one standing, or whether the family will push the extract button to remove their loved one for the whole and their whole family from the competition.
So if they all win, they all get the money, right? The family shares?
The grand prize is $250,000. right?
Getting eaten by a bear. My mom's like, no, he's got this.
Yeah,
He's got this. No, we need that money.
that's what I'm thinking too. I'm like, my mom and my sister, they would literally like wait 3 days till after I'm dead, being like, there's
He's
still a
fine.
chance. There's still a chance. That
across
much.
Give him
like-
some water.
Come across a gang of like Canadian hillbillies. Hey,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
buddy.
Now, is there a family member that you would trust to extract you if you had,
Oh, that's a crazy question. No.
not even a single one when it comes to 250,000? You think they'd
When
all?
it comes to money.
Yeah, they're
Like,
no,
he's a strong guy. He's been going to the gym. He's got this. He
Yeah.
can handle it.
Right, what about you, Valdez? How long would your mom allow you to live in the wilderness before saying, "Get my baby out of there"?
She's the last person I would ask. I need the money, so
Yeah.
I need somebody who's gonna be like, yeah, he's fine.
Fine.
Yeah,
Got a
yeah,
pulse.
just be like, yeah, he's bleeding, but he'll live. Yeah, so like
know
tough
what?
love like a dad, right?
My Korean war vet grandfather, he would leave me in there. He's like, he'll learn. He'll learn.
There you go.
It's a rite of
Yeah.
passage.
$250,000 later, there we are.
Would you sign up for one of these competition shows?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
You thought about it?
Before it got canceled, I wanted to do Fear Factor.
Oh, before it got canceled. I thought you said I got canceled. I'm like, what
Dude,
did
you
you
can
get
get
canceled
bull
for?
balls at Food City right now.
I'm like, now I'm scared because I got a casting call for like a dating reality show, and I'm like, should I?
Yeah. Do you guys remember why Fear Factor got canceled in the first place?
Was it because of the eating stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but something in particular. And do you know what it is?
No, what happened?
I believe it was horse semen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Come on.
That rings a bell.
Yes. They had contestants drink that, and then that's when the network was like, "You guys suck." Get
Fear
outta here."
is a factor for the lawyers.
They're like, chug that goo.
All right, let's keep this conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. You can join us, youtube.com/bfegan. When we return, Fatty has his favorite karaoke spots that he wants to
Yay.
share with us. And I know a lot of you out there like to have a little fun with karaoke, so stick around to find out the best karaoke spots in town. And then, Todd, I'll invite you as well. Just don't yell at me too much. I want all that speculation. I want to know. But while we get ready for Fatty's favorites, earlier this morning we did this. And in case you missed it, it went like this. Check it here on this Wednesday morning. Fool, I said, fool. Welcome back to the show.
Never
It's
heard of
50%. So we were talking about taking yourself on a solo date. As there's the Brazilian steakhouse by the Tucson Mall that Valdez went to that Rico wants to
I
take
will
himself out
take
to.
myself there.
Yeah.
In
It's
so
sweatpants
good.
with no
Oh.
shirt on.
Yeah, I was going to solo date myself to go to Kingfisher. I had gift certificates because of the Half Price Friday thing. I can't find those gift certificates to save my life, though. I'm looking all around my place. I can't find them. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Do they
Where?
dissolve after like a month? They're like, you can't use this anymore.
I don't
Sorry.
know. No, I mean, we know the chef and owner and stuff, so
Yeah.
maybe I'd be able to put a word in and be like, hey, for me, hey, I really want to have I want all this stuff. I want your entire appetizer menu, but that would be a good solo date spot.
Am I the only old dude in here? When you said dissolve, do you remember when DVDs first started to be rented? You could rent a DVD that after like 2 plays, the disc would go blank. So you
What?
didn't have to like return it.
A burner disc?
Remember those?
No,
No.
not at all, dude. It was this like for porn?
Yeah, dude.
Why is everything porn with you?
No, I'm asking why is everything porn with you? Like I've never heard that DVDs
I
dissolve
didn't even say
immediately.
anything about porn. It was
No,
movies.
it seems like that's something
Too
that.
early for gaslighting, guys.
Listen, it seems like it's something that would be incorporated in porn for whatever reason. They wouldn't do that for the movie Titanic. Like, so
I
you,
said, what a rando. Why would you pick a 97?
instead of like focusing on that, answer the question. Like, what was the movie then? Like,
Regular
where
movies,
where
like-
would you get these
it was like the year two-
dissolvable DVDs?
It was like the year 2000. You could get them at Circle K. You would rent it, and it was good for 2 plays, and then it would blank out.
Really? Interesting.
Really, just 2 plays, and then just completely burn. You look that up, Rico. I don't know.
Like Toy Story 2, that's enough for you.
yeah.
No more.
Because sometimes if I spend money on a movie and rent it, now if I do it digitally, easy. But even for DVDs, I would watch that movie like 3-4 times. I'm so frugal when it comes to spending any kind of money. I try to get the maximum amount of value of that. So
Okay, so it was the year 2000, and it was like $3, and it was supposed to alleviate the hassle of you having to take back stuff and
That's
get
how
like
lazy
late
we are as
fees.
Americans. Really just
it sounds super wasteful, right? In this world of like overabundance of plastic and whatnot.
That's why it didn't last. This was the year 2000. It was like pre
they were
9/11.
Yeah, they were trying everything. Anything gimmicky.
I don't know. That does seem weird and something dated. Another thing that's dated is, firing off on social media and claiming you were hacked. I don't know if anyone could, straight face, say that anymore because I don't know if anyone will ever believe that person who will claim that they're hacked.
Is the boy cries wolf thing?
Kind of, you know, it's like who really goes through this hack situation anymore? I mean, even colleagues who would prank you for leaving your Facebook page open on a work computer have stopped doing that because it's so like passe. The reason why I bring this up is because Josh Allen has an ex-girlfriend who went off on him on social media, immediately walked it back and saying she was hacked, and then went off on it again, like hacked again, you know, so.
This damn hacker.
Have you followed this at all? Okay,
No.
Josh Allen is the quarterback of the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills, one of the best teams in the NFL right now. Josh Allen consistently has been one of the best quarterbacks of the last few seasons. And he's riding high on that celebrity hog because he recently got engaged to Haley Steinfeld. Haley Steinfeld, pop singer / actress, very beautiful woman. So, you know, Josh Allen, he upgraded. Now he's in the Hollywood A class, if you want to call it that. He had an ex-girlfriend, though, who seems less than thrilled about the recent engagement pictures and announcement, and her name is Brittany Williams. And in an exchange on Instagram, a follower asked Williams straight up, just in the comments on her section, haven't found the next pro athlete yet? To which Williams' account responded, luckily my boyfriend owns a team and doesn't play for one. Don't have to be with another brain dead CTE athlete.
Whoa.
Yeah, right?
Whoa.
Too soon.
Damn.
I mean,
Shots fired.
too soon to say CTE on Josh Allen, you know? I mean, that's towards the end of his career. And, you know, also it's a low blow. Again, this is a comment coming back on her account, responding to a follower on her account.
But she was hacked, bro.
Yeah, so then she immediately...
She was hacked by way too many mimosas.
Right. Now, she immediately walked it back and it's like said, oh, I never said that. And her account was compromised. So it's compromised of very personal information. Like,
Zuckerberg, do something.
yeah. And she's like, I would never say that. And then the following comment, like, also he has a small penis. Sorry, hacked. Yeah.
Damn, Russia.
He's a premature eject. Sorry, hacked. It's like, make up your mind, man. Her official statement was, my accounts have been hacked several times tonight. Every time I'm responding, throwing shade to my ex-boyfriend.
That sounds like a South Park bit or something.
Right.
I'm just like, my God.
Yeah, she posted that as official story on her Instagram, and she said, trying to get it resolved. If anyone has any tips, please let me know. And I do have a tip for Brittany Williams. Don't drink in social media. Yeah. That's essentially what it is. You didn't get hacked. You got petty, and, you know, you had your guard down. Someone's a little jelly over the situation that the ex-boyfriend had dumped you, just upgraded and got engaged. Meanwhile, you're banging an old guy. Yeah, he's rich, but not the same. You go from elite level athlete, right, to the guy who signed his checks. It's like, yeah, you're going to go on nice vacations and everything, and you're going to, like, fly in a private jet, but you know what you have to do in that private jet. Oh, yeah, and you wish you were back with six-pack Josh Allen, you know what I'm saying? I feel bad for her now. I'm sorry. I didn't mean anything I just said. I was hacked.
Wrinkly,
I was hacked. I was hacked. I didn't say
hacked.
any of that. That was a hack. I just got hacked, and
We got to call somebody.
yeah.
That was bad.
Is there any tips that get me to stop running my mouth about hoes who run mouth about their exes? I say hoe respectfully. I was hacked.
You were hacked?
I did not mean hoe.
It's in the season.
Yeah.
The light of the season.
She is bragging about how much her old sugar daddy boyfriend makes, though. That is hoe-like behavior. Sorry, hacked. I just hacked. I didn't mean a word of it. It wasn't me. Goddamn hackers. Let's hit the reset. We got headlines coming up after music from the Pretty Reckless and Rock 102.1. All right, and we are back here live on the podcast broadcast. Todd, put your green screen effect back on. I was seeing you switch through. Before I get you on there, I want to surprise everyone with your fancy living. Ready? He's got a green screen. This guy's all set up. Are you ready? Yeah, I'm watching you back there, Todd. Let's see your best green screen backdrop. No, don't do it for Valdez.
Oh.
You're able to do it for Valdez? I thought you could do it for yourself.
Look how much money Valdez has now.
Do it for yourself, dude. Yeah.
I have the same buttons Valdez is pushing.
That's crazy.
The thing on this kind of sucks because if I tell it I have a green screen, it does this instead and just gets the literal green screen instead of the
Yeah,
whole
you don't
background.
want to tell it that. Yeah.
He got hacked.
Yeah, do the brick background. I like, or actually, I do like the living room background too. It's pretty fancy. Oh, there you
Is
go.
that a beach?
Oh,
Yeah,
there you
he's-
go.
Wow.
Look at it. Our good friend Todd Marley's on the beach, dude. He's
On
living the high
vacation.
life. You know, oh, I'm jelly.
Touching
that's
grass.
the second time I said the word jelly today.
It's
It's
got
weird.
the beef jerky money.
All right, Todd, tell me everything that you know about the development of Grand Theft Auto 6, if anything.
I don't know anything. There is nothing to know. I know that there. What I know is logical things I know from wading in the industry soup.
Yeah.
Just that the amount of effort that's going to go into using something like AI so that you can talk to individual NPCs. To what end is that going to do? How is that going to actually serve the game in any meaningful way? Like, and then how does that get abused? It's a whole lot of effort for not a lot of payoff for the game. They could use AI to write it and then
Yeah.
voice act that and get a professional sounding thing. That sounds way more likely and way cheaper, frankly, instead of using AI to actually generate characters that could go and get manipulated in directions that they have zero control over.
And I wonder what kind of resources that would take on the what is it, like the
Just the computing power would
Yeah.
be oceans, just oceans of power.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, that's really what it comes down to, even though they are designing this game for PS5 and PC, but also Xbox, and there'll be things. But yeah, I guess that would take up a lot of computing power, right?
Yeah, it'd take up a
yeah.
massiss amount.
kind
AI
of
right now
user
takes out a
base,
huge
too.
amount of computing power, and you want that to talk to your virtual hooker?
yes.
Kinda.
No,
Don't judge
catch
how I play
feelings
games.
elsewhere.
We all play games differently, man. You know how many hours I longed for Arthur to bang Sadie? Too many. All right.
I can't wait till like AI gets to a thing where you're wearing the visor where it gives you like a list of good things to say to somebody in real life. You're like, to
yeah.
choose. You're like, oh, that's probably smart to say.
Yeah, well, we did that bit, right? Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? You came up with that
Well,
concept.
there's that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Real quick, Lindsay. Yes, we are going to the Tamale Fest this Saturday. Rico, Valdez, and myself. We're going to return again.
Oh, this week?
Yeah, it's this Saturday.
Good to know.
Yeah.
I have work.
This will be our third. You always have work,
I
but
know.
you know the Tamale Fest is in the morning. This is our third year doing it, and so you know how we do. And we get there early. It's a beautiful, December morning, and we stuff our face with tamales, and then we tell people that they're not good at it. And that's why. And then we get a gift certificate for our efforts.
I do want to
So,
be extra snooty this year and just like take a bite and then spit it out.
Yeah. Todd, you want to join us? You want to be one of the judges in the Tamale Fest at Casino del Sol this Saturday?
That involves going outside.
Yeah.
know.
I knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah, man.
You got this. You can do
Oh,
this.
being around big public?
Yeah,
Ugh.
people. You say
Yeah.
people are going to be involved?
Yeah. You got
About that.
this.
Yeah.
Tamales too, though. Tamales.
I mean, I like tamales, but there's this thing called DoorDash.
No, dude.
Ooh.
These are tamales that you've never had in your life. There's some delicious tamales where you're like, damn, you can make that. They got seafood tamales, they got red tamales, they got green tamales, they got dessert tamales, which I don't recommend. But everything else before I said dessert tamales, delicious.
Yeah, but when you have Todd money, when you have island money, brick money, DoorDash
Why can't I
money,
fade away? I'm trying to fade away.
The Simpsons.
Oh, you okay? You just killed Valdez there, Todd. But yes, I do feel you on leaving the house. In fact, actually, first thing Valdez said to me this morning was like, people miss you at the Salsa Con on Friday. I'm like, you didn't even text me, dude. I didn't even get a, hey, where you at?
I'm not your PR person.
No,
I'm
but
not your handler.
I'm sorry. Just
And I'm offended when people are like, "Oh, you're here, but where's the guy we really want to see?" I'm like, "I'm here. Like, come on."
yeah, that's cool. And take all the shine. I don't mind that. I was thinking, and I'm sorry, I apologize in advance for even assuming this, that we were friends and you were just kind of checking in and be like, hey, I want to hang out with my friend. Where's my friend at? But yeah, I mean, if it's going to take away from your attention, I understand. I should hide in my cave and be depressed
There
as
was
opposed
no
to.
attention. They just saw me and they're like, "Where's Beef?" I'm like, "Well, hi, nice to see you too." I'm like,
Well, that
"Damn."
was rude on their part, but I didn't fucking make him do that. You know what I mean? That wasn't my call. I didn't say, hey.
Hey, when you see Valdez, ask about me.
Yeah. You make him feel less as a person and just, covet me. And no, I didn't say that at all. And I apologize that you had to experience that. I'm sure it hurt your soul. But at the end of the day, as a friend, again, that's just assuming. I know we came from a place where we both were trained that we weren't friends, or just colleagues. That was a thing. That was a common saying over across the hall. And I'm on the belief that you become friends with your colleagues. But that's not always the
Over
case.
tamales.
There, see?
Whatever. And once I arrive there and I'm there, I'll literally check in like, hey, buddy, where you at? So fucking meet up and hang out, right? Is that weird? Let's get on here. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Todd Marley, I'm going to pop you backstage while we talk karaoke, but I do love your living room, and what your
Very
wife has
nice.
done with it is amazing.
Thank
Play
you.
piano, too.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
impressive.
You never knew.
Maybe we'll have you play a song, okay?
A nocturne.
Yeah. All right. So Todd Marley is on the podcast broadcast stream with us, but we got Valdez in studio now. If you didn't know by now, Valdez has the voice of an angel. And when he gets drunk, he likes to share that with everyone in the bar. And, Tucson is a place of limited karaoke places. And spots, but there are places that do host karaoke and are good watering holes at the same time. So if you're looking for your next favorite karaoke joint, Fatty's here to share his favorites. Let's say start with number 4 for me. We'll do 3 right now, and then we'll do a commercial break.
So number 4?
Yeah, what's your 4th favorite karaoke spot that you like to go to, Valdez?
So Fatty's 5 favorite karaoke spots. Number 4, The Nugget. It's in the area of First and Grant. They do karaoke Sunday and Wednesday night at 21:30 hours or 9:30.
Yeah, look at you. Don't go all military on me, man. I know we got a lot of people from the military base listening, but for all the normies out there, they do it at 9 o'clock at night?
9:30, yeah. 9:30
Okay,
at
see?
night.
I was off on the math.
Sweet Caroline at 1400. Let's go.
Now, it is Wednesday today, so that means later on tonight, they're going to be doing karaoke at the Nugget, huh? So they do it on what nights?
So Sunday and Wednesday night, 9:30.
What makes their karaoke so fun?
So it's a younger crowd, so there's a lot of hot women. They have like a food truck there, great food. The DJ is pretty awesome. The only negative part is the drinks are pretty pricey. And they have like weird karaoke days, like Sunday, Wednesday. Like, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's good for the service industry, right? Yeah, so Wednesday, Thursday, and that's why it's a young crowd, too. If you want the older crowd, you're going to weekend warrior it, right? But if you want to, if you're Matthew McConaughey and you get older and they stay the same age, then you have to party on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Because that's where the young people party, right? I know this for a
Try to
fact.
seduce younger girls with your horrible 80s playlist.
I'm only going out on like Saturday happy hours, so I'm at that age. All right, what is your number 3 favorite spot there?
So 3 is The Edge. It's in the area of Flowing Wells and Wetmore.
I still have not been to the Edge, even though I've heard about the Edge since I moved down here 8 years ago. Is this off River?
Flowing Wells and Wetmore. In
Okay.
that area.
Okay, so it's kind of close to where
It's
I'm living.
kind of weird. Like the outside looks like a bombed out Afghanistan shelter, but then you go inside, it's like huge, and they have pool tables, and there's like lots of room, and there's a stage. So like, pretty cool place.
Does it get busy?
It does, and I think because like they have karaoke Monday through Thursday, so you have more options there.
Okay.
And they start at 9. And like I said, the drinks are cheap. Like I think they have like $2 Jello shots.
Okay.
And it's roomy and great. The only bad thing, the only negative thing is it's cash only bar. So you got to go like it's the 80s with a fistful of cash.
Come on, Edge. Step it up, bro. Give me a break. Don't tell me the percentage of debit sales is going to ruin you.
And weekday karaoke, it's like Monday through Thursday. So it's like no weekend karaoke.
Yeah, but it's a good place to find your next future alcoholic spouse. So, yeah, I like that.
You like Jello shots too? Cool.
What's your number 2 favorite spot there?
Number 2 is the Surly Winch Pub, and that's on 4th
Yeah.
Avenue between 6th and 7th Street. And again, they do karaoke on Wednesday and Thursdays, and they're at 9. It's awesome because they use the stage. So
Yes.
you kind of feel like you're like doing a show, and they have cheap drinks and great food, man. If you're there, I recommend the taco fries.
The taco fries. I even like the way you say it. I love Surly Wench, and yes, you're right. That stage is perfect. I've seen a couple burlesque shows there on that stage, and it's kind of carved out to its own little room.
Yeah.
Because you have the whole bar area, and then you have the performance area.
That's where they did all the burlesque
Yeah.
shows there.
Yeah, it's almost like an adult Chuck E. Cheese in their setup that they got going on
I feel
there.
like if you do semi-good at that stage, your ego's going to shoot up more than
Oh
it
my
would
God.
anywhere else.
Yeah, and that's a
I'm
good
a star.
That's a good stand-up stage as well, dude,
Right.
to do stand-up on. It's just a good little room. So, yeah, karaoke at Surly Wench on
I
Wednesdays
did
and
a stand-up
Thursdays.
show there, and it was okay because everyone at the bar was just talking really loud, so you couldn't hear the comedians.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah.
not everyone's there for, comedy at Surly Wench. Sometimes they're there to get laid.
And taco fries.
Yeah, and taco fries, of course. So those are 3 of the 4 favorite karaoke spots. When we return from the commercial break, Valdez is going to give you his number 1 greatest karaoke spot in all of the land. So stick around and find out what that is. Or you can join us on the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/beefvegan. Clear. All right. So as we get ready for that, and that's kind of a cliffhanger. All right. But if you know Valdez well, you know the number 1 spot. So we come back from this clip, we'll tell you what the number 5 spot would have been, and then we'll share on the air what the number 1 spot is.
It better be your backyard.
And why. No
Oh,
shit.
that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's number 6, honorably. But earlier this morning, we did this. Check it out. Breaking Ben on Rock 102.1 KFMA.
Did you shorten it?
Yeah, that's for fans. Fans call him Breaking Ben,
I
not
like it.
Breaking Benjamin, nerd. Valdez, you're old enough. Did you ever see do you ever watch Girls Gone Wild tapes when they came out back in the day? It's okay. I think the statute of limitations has worn out for all of us when it comes to admitting that we've watched Girls Gone Wild.
I actually own 2 DVDs that I bought at the swap meet of Girls Gone Wild.
You do?
Hell
You
yeah.
might want to throw those out because technically that's child porn.
What?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, like the Girls Gone Wild documentary just dropped on Peacock. I started watching it last night, and that's with Joe Francis. Joe Francis has been on the run for 10 years.
He's a piece of work, man.
He is, dude. POS big time. His story is pretty legendary, though. So basically, he graduates from college as a young guy. He's working in LA. He works for this, TV show that is like reality TV. Basically, where it's like news clips, like Too Hot for TV, I think it was called, some kind of stupid show that you would see in the afternoon. And he's in the editing room, and he had all this other tape that they couldn't put on national television because it was gruesome. It was like Faces of Death type stuff.
I watched that documentary. Okay.
Okay, so no, then he started releasing what was called banned from TV, and he had all the means to do so, and that was a home run. So he started making money, and then from there, then he came across a bunch of footage from Mardi Gras where women are showing their boobs for beads. And he's like, oh, there's a market for this. So he said in this documentary that he went for different video stores all in the Los Angeles area to see if anyone was doing it, and nobody was doing it.
Oh,
so
damn.
that essentially was the birth of Girls Gone Wild. And
He's a pioneer.
Yeah, anyone that kind of grew up in the late 90s era, you know that it was a phenomenon. It was everywhere. It was mainstream.
Yeah, me and my dad were in such a good mood when those commercials came on. It's that jolly Jamaican music.
Right. And those commercials would come on during like Howard Stern's E! Show and South Park and Comedy Central, all the infomercials. And I actually had friends who were on those videos as well because, I knew a lot of hot girls growing up.
When I went to NAU, the bus stopped there like twice. I'm
Yeah.
like, what does that say about our girls?
Yeah, well, and they were out there. But see, the thing is, a lot of times when they were shooting these videos and they were interviewing these women years later who are now our age, okay, they were like, yeah, I was 16.
Oh, grody.
Yeah, dude. And there's obviously a bunch of charges. Like Joe was asked about an incident in 2003. Now, in this documentary, he sits down with this reporter from, I want to say BuzzFeed, for 9 hours just talking about himself, right? In Mexico. And his only stipulation was they weren't to film it. They could only record his voice and take pictures of everything, right? So he's in Mexico. He's living like a king off whatever leftover money he has. He's a full-blown dick. Like, they showcase that almost immediately, right? And then he turns out he's just as slimy as ever.
Yeah.
Like, the way he's coming off in this interview, just no redeemable qualities whatsoever.
It's not like years have passed. Now he's like, I regret everything. I'm a new person. I found the Lord.
Right,
Nothing like
especially
that.
if you're like on the run from authorities. You would think if you're going to publicly speak for the first time in years,
Right.
that you at least put on a front that you've learned your lesson and you're remorseful and that you've grown as a person. But no, there's no growth
So all that
whatsoever.
money went to cocaine and not a PR guy.
Pretty much.
Oh.
All right, so Joe was asked about an incident in 2003 where he got 4 girls drunk and filmed them nude in sexual simulations or situations. All 4 of those women turned out to be underage, and they went to the police in Panama City, Florida. This is the kind of the beginning of the snowball that went, but the reality is the more I'm watching this Girls Gone Wild documentary, which is fascinating, and it's on Peacock. It's the more I'm realizing that I don't think there's a Girls Gone Wild tape that doesn't have at least one under 18-year-old woman showing her breasts. And therefore, if you have Girls Gone Wild tapes, I don't want I'm saying
it's one of those things you
child
just
porn,
automatically
right? Technically.
you automatically assume the responsibility of the people filming or producing these DVDs. We're like, oh yeah, they definitely got consent forms, everybody. That kind of thing.
I put my trust in that.
You put me
Now
trust
I'm
in
like-
this.
Yeah, but this
system.
is before the era of consent forms. I mean, so one of the first stories they talk about in this documentary is this woman who I think is an Arizona resident. She went to Lake Havasu. Right? And she's, on the boats doing boat things in Lake Havasu. A crew comes up, which she just thought was just horny dudes who had really nice beads, disco ball beads. And back in the late 90s, it's like 98, 99, that was like gold. That was bullion. That was a currency that every girl wanted, right? Awesome beads. So they're like, hey, flash your boobs for these beads. She did it quickly and, without hesitation. She really wanted those beads. Then she went back to high school. Within a couple weeks, started hearing murmurs and guys saying, show me your boobs, show me your boobs.
God.
And then she ended up being tormented for being in Girls Gone Wild, unbeknownst to her, because they didn't say anything about
Wow,
it.
schemy.
If she would have
Yeah,
gone to
yeah.
my high school, she would have been a queen.
Yeah, I
They're
know.
all throwing like rose petals on the ground.
Legitimately.
statue.
Yeah, so she, of course, went with the angle that she was being bullied for her decisions. But the moral of that story was they just came up kind of like ninjas. You want beads? Cool. Show me your boobs. You got the boobs, you got the boobs. Here's the
Right.
beads, and then they walk away. No mention of any affiliation, what they were going to do with that footage,
Damn.
and that happened a lot.
How
And
many lawsuits did they go through back in the day?
That's an excellent question, and I'm only just begun the documentary, so I'll let you know in a couple days.
No
How about
kidding.
that? But you can check it out on Peacock as well.
You make me
but-
show you my boobs all the time. I never get beads.
Yeah, but see, I
seen the
mean,
price of
you're
beads
not
lately?
underage, dude. You're like 90, so I can look at old man boobs
I
all
still
day.
deserve beads.
Jenny died of suicide with a candle burning in her
All right, let's get instant consulting on that last segment that we just heard from Todd Marley. Todd Marley, what did you think of the last segment? How it was presented, and highlights, lowlights.
It's fine.
All right,
Yeah. Hell yeah, brother.
thanks, Todd. I appreciate that. So that's Todd Marley, everybody. Instant feedback and gratification. It's fine is basically a normal man's. That was amazing. So
Phenomenal.
yes, that's face, but it's true. All right. I just like popping Todd in and out sometimes. I see you, Todd. All right, before we get into your favorite karaoke spot, Valdez, what was number 5 on your list?
So number 5 is American Legion Post 6-8 in the area of 12th in Irvington.
I love it's
American
VFW,
Legion.
dude. Yes. I grew up in VFWs. I've mentioned this before. And so I have a soft spot for them. And I know some listeners, even when I went to an independent wrestling show, there was a listener who worked at VFW that I went to. And he's like, hey, I heard you love these places. You come hang out, And if I wanted like super strong vodka drinks in the daytime, I
Bro,
would. But
Those
I'm not
guys
there
can
yet.
drink.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
But it was everything I remembered it being, and each VFW is like the same no matter where you are in the country. And it has that just kind of stuck in a time capsule type of deal. And it just feels good. It just feels good. I'm at that
Cozy.
point, I don't want to go to the clubs and give me the fancy lights and stuff.
I just want to go to the VFW and sulk in the corner. Is that so much to
It just
ask?
sounds like a rager to me. Like at my next birthday party, but like let's
VFW,
VFW, dude. Let's go fucking
I'm
crazy.
down.
Yeah, blackout and eat terrible fried food and stuff.
Do
It's
what I
gonna
did
be-
on my birthday. Go to the bingo hall at the casino.
Oh, yeah.
That was so fun.
Well, I went to the casino this weekend. They shut down the bingo hall for that night. Yeah, when I got there, I was there
they
early
knew
enough.
better.
No bingo on a Saturday night, and I was almost going to start a riot. Yeah, because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to play some bingo because I felt like that's I spend the least amount of money and potentially win the most. Instead, I spent all my money and broke shit. So
Sad. We should organize a bingo night for our listeners.
Yeah, bingo night would be good. Any kind
Beef's
of
bingo night.
Yeah, bingo, bowling, anything that starts with a B.
Yeah.
We should organize.
We should do the cosmic bingo where you can like cheer and be loud and they
bingo?
play music and there's lights.
Well, that's the way we do it.
Do mushrooms
Casino
and go
del
play
Sol.
bingo.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so good. 40 seconds, we're going to be on the air and talk about that. And yeah, we got to do all these things before Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out because then we're not going to do anything for a month.
Be MIA.
Oh, yeah. I might take the whole entire month off. I accumulate PTO just for the release of GTA 6.
I can't wait for the news to come out like about it being like a national concern. Like they're gonna freak out. Like
No.
productivity.
I told you
Yeah.
they dubbed it International Distraction Event. That's what they dubbed it. That's the actual term for it.
So
It's
funny.
It's a global distraction event is the official term that they're using for the release of Grand Theft Auto 6. And I don't think they're wrong. And Todd's actually agreeing. So, Rock on 2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Real quick, we went through some of Fatty's favorite karaoke spots in town, but he does have a number one that rises above the rest. Tell us all about your favorite karaoke spot, Valdez.
So 5 was the American Legion Post off of 12th and Irvington, Friday and Saturday at 9. Good environment, very cheap drinks. The only negative is you have to be a member or you could be a member or a guest of a member.
Yeah. And that's why we didn't touch
Whoa.
on number 5 on the air. So we were going for Fatty's 4, which is still alliteration. It still works. What is the number one karaoke joint of all time in Tucson in your mind?
And I can't help it, but this place is like my second home. So Rusty's on Grant and Silverbell.
There it is. No surprise to anyone who knows Valdez well. It was going to be Rusty's.
Rusty's.
And that's how I set up the tease. But when I saw it, like, Rusty's is number one on all his lists. He loves the Rusty's.
Number one in my heart.
best food,
Yeah.
best woman, best karaoke.
Yes, best bartender,
Oh
best
my
boobs,
God.
and I honestly recently went to Rusty's and I enjoyed the place thoroughly for sure. So tell me all about their karaoke nights.
Every Thursday and then every third Saturday of the month. And they start at 8. Great food, awesome atmosphere, good music selection. A lot of talented people sing there. Great waitresses, bartenders, all of that. The only bad thing is they close at midnight. So you got to like cram all the fun in that little window. But,
Yeah, so get your song requests in early. And with that said, do they do the karaoke upstairs?
the DJ's on the bottom, but anyone can sing anywhere. Like they'll toss the mic up if somebody's on the
Be in
second
the bathroom.
level, so they
Yeah.
don't have to like a good acoustics in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's your track choice for that spot?
I will do Enter Sandman, and then I'll hit on a
Yeah.
waitress, and then we'll do Love Shack.
Is that almost every time? Is it so much so where they get, like they know what's
They're
coming
ready.
next? You're like, oh, look at Valdez. He's looking for a duet
Amber,
partner.
it's your
tonight.
turn.
They do.
Is that a closer move for you? If you do a duet, you do Love Shack. You think that's a good way to get to shagging?
Love Shack is a fun song. It's like to get everybody up and going.
Yeah, it's
like,
not "Shallow" by Lady
Shallow,
Gaga.
That's
Yeah.
like that's the.
I hate when people do that. I do. I did karaoke for a little bit as a karaoke DJ. There was a kid who used to go to the dive bar that I was doing a karaoke who would always request Creed songs, and he had those wheelies shoes. And so
Oh my god.
he would be wheeling around the dance floor.
I already hate this guy.
Singing, oh my god,
I
dude!
hate him so much.
Honestly, I almost got into a fight with him while I was working, and then his apparently the dude was hung like a mule because he was banging this bar fly named Red, and she was. She was a beautiful woman to a certain extent, but she was like 6 feet tall, busty, big old butt on her, and so you knew it took like a whole lot of man.
right.
But apparently, Wheelie dude, he was blessed, so he was Red's little boy toy. And I would crap on this kid because I hated Creed at the time, so much so. And especially if you're wheeling around singing Creed. Especially.
Even Scott Stabb wouldn't do that.
Yeah, so I was giving this kid, I was busting his chops a little too hard, and Red intervened and almost stabbed me. It was one of those memories. Yeah,
Damn.
you don't mess around with Red. But yes, that was my karaoke memories. Let's hit the reset on the FM side. Be back with your beef tip right after these words. You can join us, youtube.com/beefvegan. Oh, yeah.
I just want to hear that court case, them talking about what happened. Like, yeah, a guy in a wheelie, the
Yeah.
agitator came up.
Yeah,
he
I
was on his
wanted
wheelie.
I wanted to throw a stick down on the dance floor just so he could trip over it like rollerblade style. Oh man, hated the guy wheeling around with arms wide open, like
Hold me now, I'm 6 feet. And I'm drinking.
Hated it.
And he was
hated
so
it.
into it, I bet.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I
man.
low key I did have a crush on Red, but
No.
because she was a woman, it seemed like she knew what she was doing, but at the same time I knew I wasn't equipped to even handle her.
It was a love triangle with wheels.
yeah, and I was a little bit jealous of this kid. I'm like, damn, this pud, this super Creed loving dork.
The fact that guy got action. Like he likes Creed Annies on wheelies. Like what is he?
I was like,
What the
what
hell?
would he even know how to do that? All that. That's a lot to work with. Red, that's a lot to work
Yeah,
with.
yeah,
What do you
yeah.
mean he knows what to do with that?
He's
like,
just my type.
yeah, he knows more than you would think. I'm like, goddamn. So I hate him even more now.
Yeah, exactly.
This guy, like, I've never hated a stranger so thoroughly.
I hate him, but I haven't even seen him.
Yeah, he's.
I'm
the
like, I
worst.
hate this guy already.
You know what sucks? I
Todd, are we
actually
boring you?
have-
What's going on? Do you have wheelies
No,
or something?
no,
You
you're
getting
doing
offended?
you're doing fine. I don't know why you brought me back on.
Sorry.
Pat-
I miss
oh.
Todd though. I like incorporating him on the
know.
show and stuff like that. He's very. It's a busy season for him.
Hey, I got a theory.
Oh, what's that?
What if the aliens show themselves or expose themselves in the GTA Day release?
What if that
Nobody will
happens?
care.
Is that why they're calling it a global distraction event? Right?
Ooh.
And they're basically. I love this conspiracy right
face.
now. Let's
Sure.
lay down the foundation
Ah.
here. We'll bring it back, Todd. All right. So here's the foundation. A year in advance, they start throwing out the terminology global distraction event, which you'd never necessarily heard before, right? And get us kind of familiar with it to where it's in our vernacular.
Right.
And we think it is all about GTA 6. And then they do the bait and switch. Boom, aliens. True global distraction event. Because I don't know if, people in third world countries can afford the PS5 and have the Wi-Fi access.
They'll be watching
to
live
play
streams on
GTAs.
YouTube, though.
Yeah, GTA 6. Okay,
For
Todd.
somebody that was so into GTA 5, the fact that you bring up aliens and then immediately connected to them finally doing the alien reveal from GTA 5 to the
right.
mountain
Yeah.
GTA
mystery
5
that's never been solved.
and Red Dead Redemption 2 both have alien content in it, as if they're trying to tell us something. What's the thing that's never been solved about GTA 5?
The
The
mountains.
aliens haven't shown up. There's like one
on the
very
mountain?
specific set of things that you can do to make an alien show up, but I'm telling you that both things can be true. You can have your global distraction event and it can be an alien reveal, and they can be one and the same. Congratulations, you did it.
Yeah, there we go.
It'd be
So
funny if society's so mad. They're like, we want to play our game. We don't want aliens. Why are they showing up now?
yeah, what would be the alien? I mean,
Why?
who in Rockstar is that connected to the intergalactic overlords? They knew this whole time, and they've been trying to like subtly, prepping
warn
us
us.
for this.
Like The Simpsons.
yeah,
Like they know things.
right.
Predicting.
Okay, put me back in my hole, please.
Okay. Yeah. See, you fucked it up, Rico. You scared him away.
No.
Yes. The Simpsons
blame it
thing
on me.
was a little too far of a reach for Todd. But GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption and Rockstar and their obsession with aliens and that's the global distraction event. I mean, honestly,
Could be something.
we're kicking things around and might be onto something.
And I
So,
actually own a pair of Heelys. I've just been too scared to wear them.
yeah, good. Yeah.
When the aliens attack.
I mean,
Put
it
'em
would be
on.
impressive for you to rock Heelys and be good at it, and also as a bigger man. Two benefits. One, it's easier on your body just to kind of coast along and walk, even though it's not really great for your health wise. But two,
I'm sure there's some core involved to like not falling.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of core, and maybe you'll burn some calories, but I think walking is good too. But two, I think my biggest concern is gravity and the fact that if you get moving, you got the weight behind you, you could end up going like 90 miles per hour just in a slight incline,
It's
or
science.
decline. Yeah.
I just want to see 2025 Eldos. Like with the wheelies and he has like the Viper sunglasses on. It's like a total vibe shift.
Would you do a mullet? You would get laid with a mullet.
You think so?
100%.
More.
I don't even get laid now. How am I going to get laid?
Because
with
you have a
mullet?
mohawk and you're going all old school with it. If you go current,
That goes to
mullet,
like my native roots, so it's more of like a cultural thing.
well, that's good.
But
Make
thanks
me-
for shitting all over my culture. Appreciate it, bro.
Thanks for making it racist.
Mr. T's family.
Yeah,
How
okay.
dare you?
Yeah, that's don't fucking double down on that. Jesus. The point is, the mullet would make you seem 20 years younger, right? If you went mullet and mustache, then that's hip Valdez, and then you have chic fat like we talked about
and
before.
mustache. What am I, a WWF wrestler?
No,
from like
you're a guy who's
91?
getting all the pussy, dude.
With
That's
those
what they
wheelies?
do. That's why that's why they rock that combination. Those guys are getting all the girls. Super hot right swipes nonstop. You know, that's just, and I think a mullet on you with your hair, you have good hair. And that is probably because of the Native American heritage, and that's a compliment. All right, so don't cancel me over it. And I think if you had that mullet and you grew that out and it was fluffy, you know, blowing in the wind, seriously, panty dropper, nonstop.
Wait, like regular mullet or like lesbian mullet where I shave the sides and just grow the top?
Lesbian mullet.
Lesbian native mullet.
Because then that way you're like, hey, I've already worn down the sides from friction of the thighs. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's wrap things up.
Science.
Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Unfortunately, that is all the time we have for the show today. But I'd like to leave you with a beef tip. And my beef tip to you is today is the day to get that real Christmas tree. According to a new survey, real Christmas tree shoppers fall into 6 categories. And based on when they buy their tree, 33% of the people say that seasonal purists are buying their tree this weekend. And it will die right around the time Christmas pass, so the 26th. So if you want to get the most bang out of your buck for your buying a real Christmas tree, buy that Christmas tree today. It's going to last all of the Christmas season, and then throw it out the day after Christmas.
Great, you told everybody my secret. Damn
Well,
it.
that's your beef tip. Thank you guys so much for listening. Tomorrow morning, we'll continue to give away tickets for Pierce the Veil. Till then, Powers is up next. My apologies in advance. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Later. Yeah.
When you wish upon a side of beef,
Give us words of wisdom there, Todd.
I don't think we learned anything today, and I think we're all worse for it.
I will knock out all your
Thanks, Todd.
teeth.
Thanks, Todd.